Morning all. All right, now normally I start with the preview. Today I'm starting with a news video. Big news coming out has been officially announced since I started setting up the board. Patrick Alvin is the brand new general manager of the Vancouver Canucks. Now Rutherford knows him. Rutherford's watched him coming up through the Pittsburgh organization. And we'll see how this goes. Again, right away there's fans saying, "Oh, this is a terrible hire. This is just Rutherford still going to be making all the calls, yada yada yada." But what Allvin has become is the second European GM. Jarmo Kekalainen, of course, in Columbus, is the first of the general managers from Europe, and Allvin second. He was the Habs scout in 2002, 2003, moves over to the Penguins organization in 06, 07, became the head of European scouting 2012, 2013, the director of amateur scouting 2017, 2018, and became the assistant GM in the 2020-2021 season. So Allvin's worked his way up through the organization in Pittsburgh. Now he comes over to Vancouver and sounds like a very knowledgeable, decent pick for a general manager. So Rutherford made his calls late yesterday, telling candidates that they were out. So Darren Dreger was reporting that Allvin was going to be the guy, and he was the first one to report that. So he had the scoop on that one, and now it's official. Allvin will be the new general manager for the Vancouver Canucks. And we'll see what happens. It's clear with Bruce Boudreau in recent games that I don't think he has the lineup that he would prefer. I think they're going to be looking for more speed in the lineup. I think they're going to be looking for more pure skill in the lineup too. And what that ends up looking like, we'll see. But I get the feeling that's what they're looking for. And also, of course, with Boudreau, defensive responsibility is really important to him. So, we'll see how things line up with Vancouver going into the trade deadline and having a brand new general manager. Aaron Dell will have a hearing today. I was not sure if we would see it. I believe that the hit he threw on Batherson was dirty because you don't expect a goaltender to come out and shoulder you into the boards. So it was not good. And combined with the fact that Batherson, he's out long term. They have not released an actual time frame yet for how long he's going to be out, but it's going to be a while. And so with Batherson out for quite a while and it being obvious that Dell had intent behind it, then I totally get it. I totally get it. So we'll see how long Dell's out for. Again, Buffalo goaltenders, almost all of them injured. Now Dell's going to get suspended. So but that was not something that you want to see, and so I'm glad that Department of Player Safety is going to do something about that. I don't know how many games it's going to be, though. I get the feeling it'll probably be 1-2 games, maybe 3, but I'm guessing 2. Although I would be okay with a longer one too, just because of it didn't look good. And really the intent is there. You can't argue it's not. So. We'll see what Department of Player Safety does with that. Joe Pavelski, worth talking about right now. Early in the season, didn't look good. Early in the season, Pavelski had looked like, well, he's 37. Guys get older. Well, whatever Ovechkin does, he must have shared his secrets with Joe because Pavelski's been fantastic since the first, month of the season? So, he's now got 40 games played. 19 goals, 29 assists, 48 points. What's remarkable with this is in 2013-2014, 79 points was his career high. So Pavelski could smash that. At the very least, he could best it, and he could do that at age 37. So Pavelski earning his money this year, part of a great line with Hintz and Robertson. And it's dragging Dallas into the playoffs right now. We'll see if it stays that way, but yeah, Dallas for right now looks like they could end up being a playoff team in the West. And as they showed in 2020, they can be dangerous when you get to the playoffs. Of course, last night, Keith Yandle officially passed Doug Jarvis, 965 games for him. Jarvis had the record since December 26th, 1986, when he played his 915th game and passed Gary Unger. And that was a night I remember for Don Cherry and Coach's Corner. Just going nuts about how Gary Unger played hard minutes, and Gary Unger's 914 games were more impressive than Jarvis's 915 because he doesn't hit anybody and it shouldn't count, and it was quite the rant then. It's memorable for me, and that was 1986, so I was 13, but still it stood out to me. So yeah, I'm not 13 anymore. So at 35 years of age, Yandle this year, 43 games, 13 assists. He's a minus 23 overall. Played 1,075 games in his career, 102 goals, 511 assists for 613 points. Split between Arizona, the Rangers, Florida, and the Philadelphia Flyers. So it's been a very good career for Yandle. And again, we'll see how far this games played streak goes. I'm glad he got there with all the protocols and protocol lists and missed games. Yandle's avoided that too. So that says a lot right there that Yandle's been able to avoid going on the protocol list to this point. And now we're at a stage where if it happened, over the next couple of weeks or something, we can still say, well, he got the Ironman record first, right? So all the best to him. And also with Philadelphia, press conference today, clearly, because my Twitter timeline's full of stuff from Fletcher and others right now. But Fletcher's saying that Claude Giroux will make the decision on whether or not he leaves. Basically, they won't trade him unless he wants to go. Giroux, and that was reported by Sarah Valley and Elliot Friedman, Jeff Merrick tweeted out that Giroux's supposed to meet with his agent over the All-Star break. So they'll decide over the All-Star break. I get the feeling that at the All-Star break this year, we're going to see maybe not a lot in the way of trades, but we may start seeing a lot more discussions with the certainty, relative certainty of the rest of the schedule. The separation between the top 8 and bottom 8 in the East, I think we're going to see some movement going on shortly after the All-Star break because we're overdue. We're really overdue. I know that the salary cap makes it more difficult. Means they got to make hockey trades. Means it's got to be dollar in, dollar out. And so that way it kind of becomes a hockey trade instead of just pure rentals. It's funny because there's been years where we've seen tons of trades. And yet most of it's kind of just this guy for a 4th rounder, this guy for a 3rd rounder. And you're like, all right, well, it doesn't really move the needle. So maybe we'll see some trades this year that kind of sort of do move the needle and change things a bit. But Philadelphia also does not see themselves in a long-term hole, that they don't feel that they need a full rebuild. They don't need 4 or 5 years before they're going to be competitive. They view this as a really quick turnaround. They think that they're going to be in the playoffs maybe as soon as next year, maybe 2 years. But they don't see that there's anything really that wrong. And for me, from having watched Philly this year, I don't know how much of it is like it is a team in need of major changes. I think that they tried to fix the blue line in the offseason. I don't think those moves have turned out that well for them. Ryan Ellis being hurt most of the year has not helped. And it's been one thing after the other. They had the huge losing streak under Vigneault. Now they're under a 13-game winless streak here. And it's just once things start going sideways like that, it can be really hard to right the ship. So I think for Philly, they're going to try to get back in the hunt as soon as next year. So can they do it? Can Philadelphia turn it around quickly? And what do you think of Patrick Alvin being hired by the Vancouver Canucks as the new general manager as they continue to fill up their management spots on the team? Should be interesting to see how things turn out. I am glad to see somebody get a chance at a GM job who hasn't had one before in the NHL, worked his way up. I think it could work out pretty well. I am optimistic. I'm always optimistic at the start. Always give them a chance at the beginning. About a week in, that's when fans start complaining. You haven't made a trade yet. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.